Hi world, it's 20 minutes to 8 in the morning on the 21st of May 2016. It's a Saturday and we're at the business end of the week. After a relatively quiet week full of the normal void moons and planets posturing, we're now getting to what I see as the real hardcore time, and it's probably going to be one of the most crazy days that we've had for a long time. It started yesterday afternoon when the sun moved into Gemini, and now as we speak we've got the sun in early Gemini, Venus at the end of Taurus catching up with the sun fast. We've also got Mars at the very start of Saggitarius going retrograde, and the moon at the end of Scorpio catching up with Mars fast. It's not a void moon yet. The moon is still opposing Venus and will be for about another 5 hours, but around about midday 1:30 p.m. today, the moon will go void, and then it will stay void until it moves into Sagittarius sometime around mid-evening tonight UK time, at which point the full moon happens. Full moon conjunct Mars opposite the sun conjunct Venus. This obviously has implications for those people born at the very start of Gemini and Sagittarius, but also those people born at the start of Virgo and Pisces. And if you're one of these, then please be aware that there's a great deal of volatility, irritation and impatience out there. It is a very provocative moon, and if you're in a position where you're able to see the full moon and the weather's good, probably not in the UK, then you should see Mars right next to it, just to the left and possibly down a little bit. And you'll see Mars quite clearly. It'll be orange, and it'll be slightly larger than any of the stars around it. And of course the way to recognise planets is that stars twinkle, planets don't. This is an explosive full moon. We've already seen the latest plane disaster in the Mediterranean in the last 24 hours, and I do anticipate further explosive events and situations to develop over the coming few days, which can be directly attributed to this moon. At the global level, I expect this to be more centred around the Middle East rather than anywhere else, although the UK can also feature. If so, it will be Ireland based more than anything else. As far as the individuals go, it's as much to do with individual full moons. If you have found, as seems to be the case from a number of my clients, if you have found that over this last 3 or 4 days there has been a degree of irritation, impatience, volatility, frustration and a growing sense of anger and unfairness at some of the injustices both in the world and in one's personal life, the tendency and the temptation to take sudden action in a way that in retrospect will be seen as volatile, impatient, impulsive, angry is really strong. Don't do it, because you'll regret it in a few days' time. This doesn't mean you shouldn't take action. By all means, take action in ways that is decisive, incisive and direct. This is what full moons are about. It's about bringing an end to existing situations that have been winding you up for a long time. Perhaps that go back quite a few months, back to the time when Mars moved into Sagittarius, around March, start of March of this year. But if you do take actions, if you do make decisions and choices that impact outside of yourself, whether into the world or into other people's lives, do so from a cold, detached and impersonal perspective, which is going to be pretty difficult with the moon conjunct Mars. The moon conjunct Mars deals with emotional volatility. When it's opposite Venus, it can cause havoc in value systems and relationship patterns. And when it's opposite the sun, it's a direct challenge between the need for action and the need for balancing the soul. So by all means take actions and decisions, but do it coolly and calmly. Alternatively, don't take actions. The last thing you need is a rush of blood to the head, and believe me, there's going to be enough headless chickens out there tonight. The accident and emergency wards are going to be full, of police stations will be busy, and I seriously don't recommend going out into areas where there's going to be lots of large, leery, drunken people. It's going to get a little bit messy. And then by the time we're into this time tomorrow, it's a different story. Although the full moon will be over, We'll still be dealing with the repercussions of it. Then we've got the Mercury retrograde stopping, of which more later. I'll do a video on this damn Mercury retrograde and the effects of it later today. By Monday, we can all breathe again. By all means, go out and enjoy the full moon. And because it's in Sagittarius, I suggest getting out into nature and viewing it from an open space. It's much better than viewing it from the centre of a large crowd in the middle of a big city. Have a quiet full moon. Have an educational full moon. Have a philosophical and stimulating full moon. Don't have an angry one. Take care, folks. See you later. Bye.